in this question, I've got a triangle like so, and then the angles are in the ratio 1 to 2 to 3. Now we know what these angles will add up to. They'll add up to 180 degrees. So basically, I've got 6 parts by adding the 1, 2, and 3 together, and they're going to equal 180 degrees. So one part is going to be worth 180 divided by 6, which is 30. And I found out what one part is, so therefore I've got 30 degrees. 2 parts is going to be 60 degrees, and then my 3 parts is going to be 90 degrees. Triangle is therefore right-angled. Triangle is right-angled. Okay, nice one. Then it says the hypotenuse of the triangle is 15 centimeters long. So let's draw a triangle again. This time I'm drawing it so that it has a right angle. And then the hypotenuse is the longest side, so it's over here. We can also add that our angles are 30 and 60. And then it wants us to find the length of the shortest side. Now, is that going to be this side here, or is it going to be this one here? And that can be quite hard to think about, actually. And it probably would have helped if I'd drawn it a bit more to scale. So if I was to draw it a bit more to scale, then this, because it looks like I've made it 45 degrees, then actually it would come down a bit like this. And you can actually see that this bottom side will be the one that is the shorter side. So let's just draw it one more time, a bit more realistically. Okay, there's my right angle, there's 15. I'm just going to add one of the angles now, just to avoid confusion. I'm going to add my 30-degree angle rather. So how do I work out this side here? Well, we know SOHCAHTOA. And here I've got my opposite and I've got my hypotenuse. So I can write down that sine 30 is equal to question mark divided by 15. And question mark is going to be 15 sine 30. Whew, now this is a tricky bit. This is a non-calculated paper, so this paper expects you to know the values of some of your trig values. And actually, sine 30 is 0.5, so we're going to get 7.5 as our answer. 15 times 0.5. That is a sneaky question. Now, if you don't know your values, then one way you can do it is to derive them, but I'm not going to go through that one. The other way is to learn the values, and you can do this with a nice little memory technique. If you write down sine, I need a little bit of space here, cos and tan, and then if you remember the key values you're expected to learn, 0 degrees, 30, 45, 60 and 90, these are the ones you expected to know. Then for sine, you write down 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You then square root each of these. This is a memory technique, there's no maths going on here. You divide them both by 2, and that will give you your values you need. So sine 30 would be root 1 over 2, which is actually just a half. The root is just there because you apply it to all of them. It's going to be important for root 3, for example. Let's just keep going. So for cos, you do the same, but you go the other way around. You do 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, square root them, and divide by 2. Okay, and you've got all your cos values for that you need. Finally, tan, you go back to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You square root them. And then you divide by 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, which you also square root. And these give you your values for tan. Now actually this one is not defined, and that's the one you don't need to know, but you do need to know these other ones, and that's just the short memory tricks for how to remember it. That is a sneaky question because you have to identify to use trigonometry, you have to know which one to calculate. Like you could calculate this side as well, and you'd get a longer side, but if you can identify, like by drawing roughly to scale, I know I didn't do it the first time, which one to do, you can spot that it's going to be this side here, but then you do on top of that need to know your values of sine 30 in this case.